For those of you in the Zoom room, we're just waiting for a few more people to arrive. Here tonight, we have a full agenda once again. And so as we move through the agenda, I just wanted you to know that we have interpretation. And who's gonna come in and talk about the interpretation in just a moment, but in the meantime, I just wanted to remind everybody that we do have a set of values that we work from. And that where we have community focused conversations that promote responsibility as well as effectiveness. Now we're going to talk about interpretation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Francisco Picado from Language Access LLC. As many of you know, these meetings are interpreted thanks to the efforts of the National Western Authority, Center Authority. And for those of you who have not used this service before, to take advantage of it, click on the interpretation globe on the bottom right of your screen and select the language of your choice. Buenas tardes a todos, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Francisco Picado de Language Access LLC. Y como muchos de ustedes saben, estas reuniones son interpretadas para aquellos que prefieran participar en español. si puede seleccionar el idioma de su preferencia pulsando el globito de la interpretación en la parte inferior derecha de su pantalla. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Lori?
Hi there, my name is Lori Larita and I'm with National Western Center. We're gonna go ahead and get started with doing introductions. And we're gonna go ahead and do it from the screen. And I'm just gonna start from the top. Angela, you're first.
I was not prepared. Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Garcia. First and foremost, I'm a Glovo resident. Secondly, I am a resident of the GES community. And lastly, if needed, I'm a member of the Community Investment Fund. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I have Laura next.
Hi, Laura Walsh, third generation native, equestrian enthusiast, and a big supporter of National Western Center.
Thank you. And then we'll go to Marcy.
Good evening, Marcy Loughran with Nwca.
Thank you. Rick, I have you next.
Good evening, Rick Rivera with Partner Colorado Credit Union. Thank you.
Thank you. Jen, I have you next.
Hi, this is Jen Winkle Thompson. I live in Swansea. I'm active with the GES Coalition on the Land Committee and very interested in how we can work together to get what we all need.
Thank you. And Christina?
Hi, my name is Christina Garcia. I'm a generational resident, as well as I'm with Birdseed Collective, a nonprofit that runs the Glovo Rec Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. All right, and we'll just go to the room. If we can start with Steve, that would be great.
Hi, everyone. Steve Nally, Chief Real Estate Officer at the National Western Center Authority.
Hi, everyone. Shannon Hoffman, Project Manager for the Globeville Area Swansea Community Investment Fund. Hi, I'm Carol Briggs and I'm a Swansea resident. Hi there, Anne Marie Boulder with Metro Water Recovery.
Brian Perry with Nwca. Mike Richard with Nwca.
Catherine Archuleta, your facilitator.
Brad Buchanan with the National Western Center Authority.
Sandra Ruiz.
Armando Payano with UCAN, and just two quick announcements. The weatherization program is still in effect. Please reach out and we'll get your house weatherized, whether you're a renter, owner, if you live in a mobile home or regular single family home, please reach out. And then also we're doing a first time home buyer seminar this weekend here at the National Western Center. Thanks to the National Western for allowing us to use their facilities. And I'm from Global. Thank you.
I'm Alex Thompson with Compost Colorado.
And I'm Eduardo Gonzalez from CSU Store.
I'm Jenna Garcia with the Authority. Nice to see you.
Do you mind jumping in, Brady?
Sure, yeah. I'm Brendan Rempert and with Focus Points Family Resource Center.
Okay,
Awesome.
so Lori, do you want to go ahead with your update?
Yeah, so first I wanted to say thank you to Birdseed for letting us be part of their Fall Fest. It was amazing to see how many families were served with so many different resources, the dancing, the food that was provided at no cost, and just it was my first time seeing that space activated the way it was. So I just wanted to do a shout out to Birdseed for letting us kind of be part of their event. We were able to give about 200 costumes to the community. I'm hoping next year we're able to do more, but we were just so excited to see the families' faces and be able to support the adults as well as grandmothers and the young kids. So again, thank you for letting us be part of it. We have Trunk or Treat that is happening next Friday. We've got a lot of activations. We've got a DJ from Youth on Record that will be playing some spooky but not too spooky music for the kiddos for Trunk or Treat. We have a petting zoo this time. We're trying to really activate those live animals on campus, and face painting. Gosh, what else? We've got the bookmobile. We've got hot cocoa snacks and some dancers and just a lot of really great activations. We do have 31 vendors signed up currently. And so we'll have a full space that are really going to be activating and really engaging our community. We Don't Waste, we will have that on November 7th. That is from 11 to 1. We were really excited to be part of their activation last month. So if you guys have families, mostly in this time where SNAP benefits and EBT is possibly not being funded for the next couple of months, please share this resource with your families, with your community. It's so important. They don't just show up here at National Western Center. They do go throughout Denver and go to different spots. So please share those resources. And that was another thing I forgot to say. For Trunk or Treat, We Don't Waste will be giving out food bags for about 250 families. So if you know of families that really do need that food resource, which I know there is, they don't even need to trick or treat. They can just come to Trunk or Treat to get a food bag. And then we've got our CAC. We're going to be doing a joint meeting next month with the Equestrian Center. We will be hosting that on November 19th. Just to really support everybody's holidays and make sure that they're spending time with their families. Some of the opportunities that we have coming up that I wanted to make sure that, people were aware of is that we have the music lab that is happening this Friday. I have a flyer. It's with CSU Spur. And so it's an all-day activation. So I will let Eduardo talk more about it, but that is one big campus activation that, all families are welcome. They're really focusing on that youth music lab during the day and then really supporting the community and our GS community adults and families in the afternoon. I've got UCAN up here, they're going to be doing homeownership classes this Saturday. So Armando was nice enough to give us a flyer. And then the Denver Police Department, they will be giving out free coats this Saturday. I will share out that resource, but if you know of little kids that really need jackets and even young adults, please send them to that site because they will be giving out, hundreds of jackets for this winter will be pretty cold. And then We Don't Waste, I already mentioned it. They're coming on November 7th. The only hiccup with that is you have to sign up 24 hours in advance. If they do not have a reservation, they can show up, but they have to wait till the end of the time to get their food box. And then we've got Kenzie's Causes, which they have offered for GS families to sign up, and they can go to the Denver complex and their families and their kids can get a free gift, a free snack, and they have some other free resources, but I do have their flyer, and she says as they get more funding, they're going to have more opportunities to fund, whether it's a stocking, they're hoping to get a tree. If a family needs a Christmas tree, they can sign up to get that to celebrate with their families. So I'll be sending that information out, hopefully at the beginning of November. And then the event is on December 6th at the complex. Let's see, we've got save the date for the CAC reception and rodeo. So I'm really looking forward to that. We are going to be hosting that at the new Legacy building, and we are going to have wonderful meal for everyone, as well as the Mexican rodeo. We will walk over and just enjoy together. Everybody will receive a +1 that is in attendance with the CAC, but it is our way of saying thank you and just being a part of all of the celebrations that happen in January. And that's pretty much what I have for the community side. I did put some pictures just because I thought it was really wonderful to see the families kind of come together. The kids were just really excited about the costumes. And I also wanted to do a shout out. I don't think they're on this month's meeting, but they will be attending moving forward to possibly provide some financial literacy as well as some employment opportunities. But Goodwill was able to sponsor 50 gift cards to go towards costumes for that event as well.
Is that child dressed up as a piece of pizza?
Yes.
Pepperoni.
Yeah, and he said he didn't eat meat, but he wanted the pepperoni pizza. Oh goodness, but it's wonderful.
Is that sponsored by Pizza Hut?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you turn him around, it says Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Yeah, so I will be sending this information out to you, but it really is just, trying to share resources out to the community and really trying to work the different networks to try to really get that out there.
Thank you. Eduardo, do you want to update us on CSU Spur?
That was my big update. Please come to this event. It's going to be awesome.
Katrina is the person in charge of all the music at Spur, and she puts her soul into this, all these events that she does, or her classes. They're really great. So I would love for you guys to attend. We can show you all of the music that we have at Spur. I would love to show you the podcast room we have. We have a music studio, a dance studio, a whole theater, and all of it that you can use. So come party, and then I can show you around. Please. Yes, please.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Va a haber tamales.
We always try to have.
So do you have audio equipment already set up in that studio?
Yeah, so the theater itself is fully kitted with audio equipment, and projectors. The dance studio has an audio equipment, and then the podcast studio has microphones. They're all set up. All you have to bring is your computer. And then the music studio has all the instruments,
Nice.
and Katrina is the one that manages all of it. But, and if you don't have a computer to do your own recordings in the podcast studio, we can provide you one too.
Cool.
Wow. Tomorrow, right? Or is it Friday you're coming?
Friday? To be there? See?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be there on Friday too. We're gonna do a workshop
Cool.
On
art therapy.
Interesting. Talk a little bit more about it.
Well, we were planning to do an event that included presentations from the community to promote what they do and everything, but it wasn't possible for many reasons. But we were invited this Friday. Katrina invited us to do that presentation, so there's gonna be 2 speakers. And then we're gonna do the workshop, and we're gonna talk about how art can help you with different things, with depression, with anxiety, with how to reduce the stress, because it's something that I went through. So art therapy saved me, if you wanna see it that way. And that's why I always do that part also, because it helped me, and I like helping other people. And I started with kids and adolescents in 2016, and I've been doing that for many years now.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else from CSU Spur? Anything else? No? Eduardo? No? None else?
Well, we also have second Saturdays every second Saturday.
Is it honestly the pattern?
I was about to be concerned.
So actually, yeah, no, but the one in November is gonna be pretty fun, but the one that I'm gonna start reaching out to vendors, because we're gonna have a December market. So if you have any sort of Christmas trinkets or gifts that you are selling, let me know, and I would love to, I'll send you a link to sign up.
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember the shop, if anyone can help me, there was a lady who made plushies, and she made a beautiful snake. And people were super excited about it last year, and I want those snakes, I might buy it myself. I'm trying to find that business.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Of course.
And Lori has the name of the snake.
I do, because I was trying to get her for our market at the center, but it didn't align with her Saturdays, but yeah. She was amazing, and she was part of our community.
Oh, they're cute.
They are.
They're very cute.
So let's switch over to the mayor's office at the National Western Center. Nico, Mike.
Thank you. Wait for the slides. So, as always, we will start with, updates from our GES program projects. Go to the next slide. Little small and hard to read, but starting in the upper left, the 51st Avenue utility work, utility work for the 51st Avenue alignment project continues, so there still will continue to be some one-lane closures at 51st and Washington. They anticipate this being complete by Halloween, so hopefully that's ramping up fairly soon. Going down to the kind of bottom middle, there's the levee project, which we'll talk more about on the next slide. So then going across bottom right to the 49th Avenue closure, that's associated with the data center. We have heard that that is wrapping up. And the last schedule that we heard is that it should be open by the end of this week. So again, just trying to bring information that we can get from both city-led projects and other construction projects we know are going on in the neighborhood and put them all in one place. That's the point of this map and this effort. And then in general, Dottie is finalizing the contract for Washington Street. Once that's finalized, there'll be a lot more information around schedule and timing and how that work is gonna roll out. They are estimating a start in December, so more to come soon on that, we hope. If you go to the next slide, I can talk a little bit more, again, in the spirit of sharing information. This is a closure, trail ramp closure that Parks is looking at putting into place. Due to safety concerns. This is the ramp behind the McDonald's, if you know it, over on that side of the river, just north of the interstate. And, I'm sorry, south of the interstate. And this change will be in place in mid-November. The trail will still be accessed on the north side at 48th and on the south side at 38th. Kind of hard to see, there's a map on the right, sorry, the left over here.
It's 46.
Officially, on the right side, yeah. There'll be signs, obviously, to direct people. And then there's a QR code here, that is the contact information with Parks and Rec. If you want more information, but just wanted to share what we could, and what we know of this upcoming closure.
Is that indefinitely, that closure?
That's our understanding.
It's gonna be permanent, at this point. Because it requires basically to redesign the levee project, the levee project would require a complete redesign to add that back in. So the plan is to add a more formal access at Rigsby in the future, and that will probably happen sometime in summer, and then 46th as well.
But
But
the
at this
levees to
point,
me
it's,
are more important than that bridge.
say again,
The levees to me are more important than that bridge. Because
Yeah.
the levees reduce, flood, and then that reduces the cost of home ownership, because you don't have to pay for
Yeah.
flood insurance.
It wasn't because of the levee project, it was because of the safety concerns of what that area has created, has sort of created an easy access to an area that's very difficult for parks and DPD to enforce down there. So the thought is closing that access would help with reducing the amount of people that can go down there. So.
Shannon, did you have a question?
Yeah, and I guess maybe like a comment too, if you can pass it back. I know you're not gonna be like the direct people, but this was talked about over the summer when Dottie had like a little meet and greet thing over in Globeville. And I was explaining to the person there that this is one of 2 bike routes to connect Globeville and Elyria Swansea. So
Yeah.
this is like, now the only way really to get through is to go under the bridge, like where the railroad goes through,
Yeah.
because you can't really go through Betty Cram.
Yeah.
And the safety concerns, right, are like, I mean, it's unhoused people, and closing the bridge isn't necessarily like resolving the safety concerns of unhoused people being there. Again, I know y'all are the messengers.
Yeah.
So, but if you could pass that back, which I also shared with them over the summer. It just, I would also, just on the cycling part is like really a challenge.
Yeah, and I know I was part of some of those discussions. I know there was quite a few discussions that happened outside of what I was involved in, but a lot of things were considered, that certainly was taken into consideration, and the inconvenience that it will cause. I think that the safety concerns of the area, and there'll be things being done to that area to limit the ability for unhoused people to congregate in the amounts that have been created a problem. So we've gotten a lot of feedback, the city's gotten a lot of feedback about controlling that area and cleaning it up, and so this is Parks' sort of answer to that, and I will pass that feedback back. I mean, there's certainly been a lot of pushback on that side, and it's understandable, so I will pass that back to my contacts with them, but
Thank you.
yeah, like I said, the Rigsby Court, next summer will be added, which, you know, it is down a little bit, but it will lessen the impact of it to some degree, so, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions on this particular slide? Okay, Mike.
Next slide. And then the Triangle Community Vision Plan. So we had a sort of soft launch of this with some initial meetings last week. But to remind everyone, this is an 18-month planning and community engagement process for the 78 acres outlined in the orange dashed line. That includes the triangle, as we typically refer to it, which is north of I-70, as well as the Coliseum site south of I-70. So a total of 78 acres, with the ultimate result at the end of the 18 months being a final site plan that we will take forward into our CPD process that is technically called the large development review process. That ultimately leads to a rezoning effort. And those are the next steps to the implementation of the vision that we arrive at through this planning effort. So there's a QR code if you go to the next slide. I also have these flyers. It also has the QR code. This gets you on our list, on our mailing list, and gets you to the website so you can stay up to date on upcoming events. The information from last week's meetings is in the process of being posted. I think the agenda and the presentation are up. We're still working on the videos. Those are more difficult than it sounds like to get up onto a city website, but we're working on it. We hope to have them by the end of the week. And then that will also be the hub for all future information, upcoming events and the like. So that's my quick update there. Are there any specific questions around that?
One real quick thing, if there's no questions, I did leave some flyers over there, the Safer Streets, the planning department's Safer Streets program. Asked me to hand them out, there's English and Spanish. For upcoming events that the Safer Street program is holding pop-ups throughout the community over the next month or so. And those are just continuing their outreach phase of getting feedback from the community on the multimodal improvements, sidewalks and bike lanes and those kinds of things that they're working on. So please engage, please pick up the flyer and come out and help engage in that, because they're really looking for community feedback, so.
All right, and that is our update.
Any questions or comments, Frank? Anybody in the Zoom room? Don't see any hands up. Okay. Steve, can you tell us more about the Equestrian Center and Hotel Task Force?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Just providing an update here at CAC on our discussion at the task force meeting on October 8th. The agenda covered the housing component of the Equestrian Center, Hotel, Park Garage Housing, Greenhouse Community project. Mike was there to present, also had a representative from Host. We covered and try to answer questions about the housing study that was sent out. And we walked through the design, we showed renderings, floor plans, and talked about the host prioritization program. That was the entire agenda was about housing. Our next discussion coming up in November, again, we're combining CAC and task force on November 19th. We will talk about promotion of local businesses to hotel guests and the mechanics for administering the CIF revenues, the roundup, the 1% room night fee, and the fundraising day requirement. So we'll add some detail there, have a good discussion of what does that mean. We're seeking input from our task force on those items. And again, this is related to hotel operations. In December, we will talk about preferential access to hotel and our facilities, and then hotel jobs, apprenticeships, internships, ramping up for what do we need to be requiring in these upcoming agreements around those components. So that's November and December, and that will wrap up 2025. More to come in 26. So please join us if you're available on November 19th to engage in those conversations.
Anything else?
That's it.
Questions or comments? You have the 19th down for that combined. I hope that we'll see you all there. Okay. Community partner updates? This may be the all-time shortest meeting, so. And I've been doing this for 3 years. This is, it's the all-time shortest. Any comments from the Zoom room? Any other community updates? Armando?
I'd just like to comment that the October newsletter from the end National Western Center was nothing short but phenomenal. I've seen newsletters all over the country. I worked in higher education and then I participated nationwide through different schools throughout the United States, including Hawaii. And that was nothing short but phenomenal. So my hats off to the staff, Jen, and her staff that put that together. It's really cool and dynamic. I believe UCAN likes to build up. We're gonna build on that, doing some commercials in spring and summer, highlighting a lot of the stuff, community things everybody's doing in this room. So my hats off to the staff that really organized. It's a phenomenal job.
Thank you. Other comments? Yes.
I do want to just plug a few events coming up for Focus Points. We have 2 remaining Huerta Urbana farmers markets. One this Friday and the next one, or the last one for the season, is on October 31st. Those are from 2 to 5 p.m. and those do utilize the pay what you can model. So please send people our way if you can. We also have our next older adult session from, I think, 10 to 12. That's focused on physiological and nutritional health for older adults. That'll be hosted at Focus Points in partnership with Denver's Office of Aging. And
when is that?
that is October 30th. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's everything on the horizon for us coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds great. One more announcement?
I just wanted to, with the whole group here, talk a little bit about some news that came out last week. I have been, filling dual roles for the last 4 months or so. I've been both the CEO here at the National Western Center, but also the Executive Director at Community Planning and Development for the city. And after stock show sometime in the spring, I will be going to that position full-time and leaving this role. So our board of directors will go through a process. They will make the selection for the next CEO, and that's all the news that I have for the moment. Not going anywhere right now, so I'm not saying goodbyes or anything like that.
When I see him, I'm like teary eyed. I'm like, he's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Angela?
Yes, thank you, Catherine. That's a good segue, Brad, because that's what I was going to ask about. With the news that Brad and Jocelyn is also leaving CSU Spur. And Brad, you said that the board will be making the selection. I am wondering, is there anyone in the community who would be assisting with that other than Sandra and Caroline as the voting members? Second question is, if the community is not able to participate in the selection, are we at least able to offer something to be put into the description for both Jocelyn and Brad's positions, period? Oh, sorry. I'm like acting like I'm doing this on email or on text. Because both these positions are very important, not only to the authority and to CSU, but they're very important to the community, and the people that are going to be entering into these positions need to be made aware of how the community feels, the level of angst and frustration that community has. You know, these people can't be, I'm going to say the word, sissy lalas. You cannot be thin-skinned if you're going to come in and work in the GES community. So they at least have an understanding of the 3 neighborhoods and how we feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Any other comments?
Thanks for where's Jocelyn going?
She's going to the private sector. But I also wanted to add, right now for Jocelyn stepping down, there's gonna be guy stepping into the role. His name is Rico Mon. He's currently managing Pueblo, and he's gonna come up here to support the transition. I'm meeting with him to kind of talk about all of the logistics for what that position represents for the community. And then I'm gonna bring that up to see if we can bring a local partner that wants to be interested in that role to see if it's possible, but I'll bring it up to him.
Okay, it's 5:37.
Wow.
You have set a new record.
Is there any direct immediate response to Angela's questions about process and community involvement in the roles?
She said period, not question mark.
Well, I'm backing around asking questions.
Serious about that. And I
I will absolutely pass that along to the, and if, Angela, if you'd like to send me an email with that question. Also, I'm happy to pass that along to the board chairman. Present that.
And same here, but I'm already sitting down with the person in charge of hiring the new person, so hopefully they'll listen. And if it
Yeah.
comes from the community, it would also be a bigger impact, because it's not just me, it's like, hey, people are asking. Are you gonna be good?
Thank you so
I
much,
mean,
Brad and Eduardo. I appreciate that. And Steve, just because I say period doesn't mean that I'm done. It never means that I'm done. You all should know better. Thank you.
She's only done when she says thank you.
I'll also add, Angela, I mean, the working with and partnering with the community is integral to this position. I mean, it's what we do. And so, I don't think it'll take much prompting, but, yeah, I'm happy to share that question to the board.
Okay, well, thank you for being here tonight. 5:38.
Wow. I do want to say thank you for Metro Water for being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want
Today.
to follow up that important discussion with a little hello from Metro, but this is, and I'm joined by my colleague Brianna. This is our first CAC meeting and we're the community engagement team. For those of you not familiar with Metro, we're the region's wastewater utility. So public utility, we serve the GES neighborhood. We're also neighbors. We're in North Denver. It feels like Commerce City. We're right on the edge, but we've got a North Denver address. That's our largest facility. And we clean your water. We get your water. So the water that you're using at home leaves your pipes and hits city pipes and eventually makes its way to our pipes. And then we clean it for reuse. And
And it heats and cools our campus.
Yeah.
and it heats
Through our
and cools,
super recovery
yes,
system that we partnered with
yes.
Metro Water Recovery. on.
Yes, thank you so much for mentioning that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we wanna be better neighbors. And we wanna be better, neighbors specifically to GES. And frankly, we're still learning and discovering how to do that. And so thank you for having us, and we're open to anything, coffee, tea. We'll come next month, whatever you'd like. So we're open to, learning more about this awesome community.
Awesome. I appreciate you attending.
Yeah. Brianna, did I miss anything?
About your contact information in the chat or by email, send out your contact information.
I can send it out.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is that Pandora's box?
No.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Wow, enjoy.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wow.
It's still daylight out.
No.
Happy
Thank
hour.
you.
I know. That's amazing.
Not sure what I'm doing.